Hey guys, and welcome back. So sorry about all the background noise. There's a street cleaner down below us that's been driving up and down the street, so it's pretty loud. Anyway, welcome back, and sorry about the radio silence over the past month, really. I think it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since I put a video out. We're still in Oregon. We've been busy with family. My parents came from Florida and visited with us for a week, so that was a lot of fun. They did that last year as well, and that's a real treat for us. Weather was perfect, and we had a really good time. So anyhow, it is October 2nd, and we're here in Oregon for a little while longer, and then we'll begin the journey back to Texas. So I've got some projects to do before we make that journey, and one of them is to do a repair up on the roof. We've had some roof leaking, very slight, last winter. You know, that's the rainy months. So I want to make sure that I get that sealed up so that we don't have that happen again this year. I think it's coming in through around the flashing around the chimney up there. When we put the metal roof on, the flashing around the chimney was kind of done a little janky. So anyhow, that street cleaner's coming back down, so that's going to make some more background noise. I think I'll cut it off here and pick up with you guys after that cleaner's gone. Oh man, that street cleaner annoyingly loud, and it's probably 2 blocks away and I can still hear it out there. Anyway, it's nice to have that amenity though, keeping the streets clean. So like I said, we're here, you know, not too much longer, probably another month, and then we're gonna rent a car. We're leaving the truck here, obviously, so we'll rent a car and drive that down to the Bay Area, where Lisa has about a week of company meetings down there. Her company's headquartered there in the Bay Area. So we'll spend about a week there, and then head to San Diego for Thanksgiving week and spend Thanksgiving with the kids and grandkids down in San Diego. And then we'll fly one way from San Diego to San Antonio, and then we'll be there the day after Thanksgiving, and we'll be in Texas for, you know. Anyhow, we'll be flying with little girl as well. This will be her first flight, so we're sort of training her in a little carry-on crate. And she's enjoying it, actually. I think they like that little small space, you know. They feel secure in there, and she's got her little toy and so forth. So I'm not too concerned about that flight. So like I said, this week I'm going to go ahead. I'll go to the hardware store here and get that cold tar that you know can mop on, and I'll do that around that flashing up on the roof. We've had some rain actually for the past couple of days, which is a little unusual for this time of the year, but we needed it. There was a big fire up the river about 40 miles, and you might have heard about it. I think it was called the Moon something or other fire, and pretty big, like 18,000 acres or something. The town of Agnes is up that way, about 30 miles east of us, up the Rogue River, and they had to evacuate. But I think things are okay there, and the rain that we've had over the past couple of days has really helped to control that fire. So bottom line is the roof is wet, and I don't want to get up there while it's wet. You know, it's a metal roof, so it'll take a day or two to get that dried off. It's supposed to be beautiful for the next week, so I'll bring you guys along for that little project, and then I've got a few others as well, so we'll see. Anyway, again, sorry about the radio silence, but I'm back. Sorry about that microphone issue. I don't know what's going on. And my GoPro, it doesn't seem to be working properly either. So I'm using the iPhone with this old mic. And if it cracks up and breaks up again like that, then I'm just going to have to go with the back to the microphone that's on the phone, which is definitely not optimal. But anyhow, so yeah, it's a little wet up here. I got to be careful. Lots of debris, man. We've had some serious wind over the last, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. So there's lots of pine needles up here. Once this dries up, I'll come up with a blower, blow all this stuff off. But this is the chimney here, and it's got flashing that sort of wraps around that was, you know, hand cut and hand caulked. So I have a feeling that that's where this issue is. We've got wood cedar beams that are on the ceiling in the house, and one of the beams down at that end, almost in line with this chimney, is has some water stains on it. So my gut feeling is water during the winter time's getting in here somehow and running down those beams, or that one beam. So I'll get some of that black tar and really mop this whole area up real well, and that should take care of it. Last year we had a little bit of the water stain. If you've been watching the channel, you remember I tried to address this last year, and I did some caulking over there, but obviously to no avail. So I'll go to the hardware store over the next day or so, pick up that that mop tar stuff you can put on, and we'll go from there. So Lisa and I recently invested in some travel luggage. We're both pretty light travelers, and we can get away with, you know, 2 weeks of travel with just a carry-on suitcase, generally speaking. So anyhow, we're particular about, you know, we're trying to buy as much made in the USA as we can, and quality products. We don't mind, you know, crying once for quality. So we found this company called Roam, and it's pretty cool. This is, we each got our own, like I said, carry-on. It's a roller, so it's got an adjustable handle here. But the cool thing about this is you're able to customize the colors of the piece. So the front could be any color you wanted, the back any color, the handle, the zipper, the wheels. So we each got to do that, and you know, Lisa went with sort of a shiny gloss black on the back, a matte gray on the front, and then tan handles and wheels, and then this kind of white trim around the zipper. And I went with the matte gray on the front, a dark blue gloss on the back, these kind of sky blue wheels and zipper with this white trim piece here. So they're pretty cool. And we got our you know, custom initials on the back as well. Inside they're laid out real, you know, pretty efficient. I'll show you here. So yeah, it's got you know, both sides like a typical carry-on, but it also came with these I think these are called compaction packers. So they're nested. There's like 4 of them in here. And, you know, you pack your shirts and whatever, and then it compresses down. Compression packers, maybe not compaction. And then nesting DOP bags as well. There's 3 bags in here, which can be used for, you know, whatever. She'll get a lot more use out of these than I will. She got the same set with hers. So anyhow, that's cool. And then on the other side, it's got, you know, more packing space as well as a hanger. So like I said, it was an investment. We believe that, you know, hopefully we'll have these and use these for the rest of our lives. They are well made. And The rollers are real high quality. It runs real smooth. The name of the company is Roam Luggage. I'm not sure what the website is, but if you're interested, you can look that up. But we're pretty excited about that. You know, it's fun to get new luggage. So it just arrived yesterday, so I thought I'd take a moment to share that with you guys. So guys, we've been doing a lot of cooking in the kitchen here lately, and you know, we use a lot of cast iron pans, and I've got a griddle as well, and we love cooking on cast iron. Anyways, I've been cooking steaks and burgers. You know, our grill that we've used for years here finally rusted out, and I had to throw that thing out last year, and I haven't replaced the outside grill, so we've been doing what we should be doing on grills inside the kitchen here. And we've got this little exhaust vent, but it only draws 100 CFM. So it's not huge for this, you know, propane, four-top propane burner. Puts out a lot of BTUs. And anyhow, I have never cleaned this filter out. And the result is that when we're cooking, the house gets pretty smoky, despite opening the windows and having this fan on. So I'm going to go ahead and take this cover off and see what the inside of that filter looks like. Give that a good cleaning. Well, it's really just this this piece here that is the filter. This is a ducted vent, so you know the fan is right there. Yeah, that looks fine. So it's really just this metal grill part here. So that's dishwasher safe. I'll probably throw that in the dishwasher, get that cleaned up, and see if that makes a difference. I have a feeling it's just not enough CFM to you know, to blow grill smoke out. Anyhow, we'll clean it up regardless. Okay guys, so I got some of this Premier fibered asphalt roof coating. So that I'll brush that on, and also some roof and flashing cement. So I'll put this around the top of the flashing at the chimney, and the rest of this I'll slather around the base. So hopefully that'll be good. Oh, stop there. Now that is my beautiful wife. Where are you going, hon?
Theater.
Yeah, it's the last weekend, isn't it?
That's right. How come you're not going to be there?
Well, I've seen it twice already, and I'm going to be there for your last show on Sunday, the matinee. So, yeah, it's been a fun one, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been fun.
All right, cool. Well, say hi to everybody and break a leg. I mean, don't break a leg.
Thank you.
All right, love. Okay, guys, so Lisa's at theater. This is the closing weekend, and she does a performance Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday matinee. So I've gone to two performances already, and I'll go to tomorrow's closing performance as well. Anyhow, it's Saturday night, and I'm actually doing a little research. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I'm kind of doing a little remodel in the kitchen at the cottage in Texas, and we're installing a real nice propane gas range and oven down there. The oven's actually electric, but it's a six burner, like 90,000 BTU total uh, range, and so I have two options with a hood for that range. One option, which I'm really trying not to do, I'm trying to avoid, is to vent the hood. Um, but because this cottage was built in 1929, again, it's been completely gutted and everything's new inside, generally speaking. But it's the low ceiling, so the ceiling in the kitchen is only 7 foot 4 inches. So I don't have a lot of space between the top of the range and the ceiling. I do have enough space to put an under cabinet hood, but we're looking for more of a kind of a commercial look, at least where the stove is. And so I'm going to do a wall mounted hood. My options for venting would be a vented ducted hood, which would vent to the outside of the house. That's optimal, but it's not very easy to do where the stove is going to be. And the reason is if I made I'd have to, it's up against an interior wall. It's not against an exterior wall, so I can't vent directly out. I'd have to come up and then run the vent 90 degrees to the left and then out to the outside wall. Well, the problem is on that right where that vent would penetrate the outside wall, the other side of the wall is the electric center. So there's two electric boxes there, and there's just no way that I can penetrate that. I'd have to have an electrician come out, relocate all that, just be a big pain in the butt. The other option would be to go straight up, but by going straight up, now I'm going up into the loft upstairs, which would be okay. It's an A-frame loft, and where this penetration would occur, it'd be kind of down here in an area where we'd never do anything anyways. So, and then I'd have to penetrate the roof upstairs, and then it would be a true vented, ducted hood. And again, it's not optimal because I'm having to penetrate the ceiling and then penetrate the roof on top of that. I'd have I think a professional contractor come in to do that if we went down that route. But it's a long way of telling you what I'm shopping for right now are actually recirculating hoods. We're never going to use all six burners at the same time. I shouldn't say never. There's a reason we're getting a six burner range. But those occasions are going to be pretty rare. So, we don't need this massive hood. And the recirculating hoods would probably be sufficient if I can get like a 600 to 900 CFM, recirculating hood. And all that means is, you're sucking the smoke and the steam and whatever up into the hood. It then penetrates a charcoal filter, and then that air gets recirculated back into the room. And that's what most, apartments, anywhere that you see a microwave mounted above a stove, there's a recirculating vent in that microwave. Um, so I'm actually looking at hoods that have the option to either recirculate with a recirculating kit or be vented if you wanted to vent it. So we're going to start with the recirculating kit, and if that doesn't work for us, then we can go to a vented solution, which likely, like I said, would go through the ceiling and then up into that little space in the loft upstairs, and then through the roof. Anyhow, so that's what I'm doing tonight. The place that we bought the actual stove from, he's sent me a couple to look at. We bought Lisa's Dream stove. So it's, it's pretty spendy. And we want to make sure that the hood is compatible, obviously, with this stove setup. So anyhow, that's what I'm working on tonight, and hopefully I can come up with a solution. The stove is going to be delivered the first week in December, and we'll have that professionally installed, and then I'll probably install this hood, as well as I have to finish the build out in the kitchen, as you guys saw, in the few videos ago when I was kind of tearing the walls out there to accommodate this new configuration. So that's what I'm working on tonight. Hey, look, guys, I appreciate you joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I apologize for the radio silence over the last month. I'll do my best to keep putting videos out each week. I appreciate you guys coming along. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That really helps things out. I look forward to seeing you next time.